Welcome to Idaho Indie 60, a podcast based around independent music with a particular focus on the independent music scene in Idaho. I'm your host, Lo-Fi Tim, and welcome to the show. On this episode, we will have the Boise band, Strangelily, the Homedale artist, Melancholy Park, and the Caldwell punk garage band, Blix. Welcome to the show. Recently had a chance to sit down with Chloe, Jacob, and Tessa from Stranglily. I first met Chloe during Treefort 10 while interviewing Plum Vision. I remember her talking about writing slower indie songs. When I first heard these songs, it reminded me of that conversation. I really wanted to know about Chloe's transition into this new project and the songs on Someone to Watch the Stars With EP single.
Yeah, so I've always been inspired by so many different artists. I listen to really everything. If you go through my liked songs, it's all over the place. So I just was jamming and using influences, and I just decided to just write. Around, I think it was August, I wrote that first EP that we did, and that was just me and a drummer that I met. And so after that, I recorded with Kyler Darren, and then we got the band together really quickly. So yeah, it was nice to actually get to try something different and learn different influences, kind of some jazz elements, funk, and some lots of shoegaze kind of stuff like slow pulp and Hiatus Coyote. But I don't know, I don't really have a genre, so that was kind of hard. But that's why I wanted to start this project, is because it was just something different, and I wanted to try something new and just see if people like it. And it seems like people really enjoy the live experience, because it's it's like a ride from slow songs to some crazy funky stuff. I don't know. That's the fun part of it. I get really bored of the same thing. So I was like, I need to do something different. So yeah. It got together really quickly just because I was always just playing at home and doing my own stuff. I was learning more neo soul guitar and more just different types of styles. And so I was just writing on my own anyway. So I was as soon as I had more time for it, then I just started to record and stuff. So yeah. One of them was Leave the Door Open. Was that the first one? I think that one's just kind of a sad song about depression coming in and out. Sometimes you have those phases where you're more low, some seasons. And I feel summer, I don't like to go outside, and I'm I just hate being hot all the time. So I was inside and just meh, so that song's kind of about that depressive episode type thing. And then Someone to Watch the Stars With is just really funky, fun. We play that one all the time still. It's kind of a short song, but it was kind of I want to go to outer space and let's just do some crazy, funky stuff. So I don't know. I was just jamming with myself. Honestly, most of it is. And then Godspeed was, I don't know if I was going through, I don't know what I was going through, but it's kind of a song about attachment styles and just more emo inspired and kind of just heavier rock. I love those what do you call those, heavy anthem type songs, those very emotionally charged stuff. So we're coming out with new stuff in 2 weeks that's kind of also very eclectic. So we'll have some of the funky stuff, and then we have the rock and shoegaze. So yeah.
This is the Strangelily song, Someone to Watch the Stars With, available on Spotify, YouTube, and other streaming services.
Took some time to figure it out. Stars in the sky, what's it all about? I can't win or lose if I wanted to. Take me away and beam me up to outer space.
I really wanted to know how the songwriting process has changed with the band atmosphere. We first talked about the single Staring Problem. It was the first single with the band, and I wanted to know how the experience went.
That was a full band, yeah, for the first one. Okay. That was our first single as a full band, actually. So, and that one's pretty shoegazy, I think. What would you say?
Oh, I was just gonna say that was a crazy song to jump in on, because I think we had been. I joined the band last January, and then we our first show was the end of March, and the goal was to have band music by Treefort. So it was like within, join the band. A week later, we're taking band photos. A week later, we're recording. We kind of hit the ground running with that. That definitely, I don't know. I mean, it felt a little bit, from my perspective, it felt a lot more collaborative. I think just because I was in on the actual genesis of that song.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
We got to witness like the idea become the full song. Whereas with that EP, I had just heard about it through the socials, and so I just only ever saw the finished product.
This is the Strangelily single, Staring Problem, available on Spotify, Bandcamp, and other streaming services. our conversation, we talked about the new EP, A Strange Film featuring You and I. Chloe briefly talked about the songs on the new EP.
Yeah, we have 5 songs actually. One of them's like an interlude and with Nina Simone kind of talking one of her speeches. So it's, I don't know, just things that inspired me, I think. Gosh, how would you describe this EP? It's called A Strange Film featuring You and I, which is all of the stuff we've written together over, just ideas that I brought, and then we've just like made them into full songs. So I was like, we played them live, so I was like, let's put it out in an EP so people can listen. So we have actual songs to listen to, more things. So yeah, it's I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be interesting.
This is the Stranglily song, Godspeed, available on Spotify, YouTube, and other streaming services.
Welcome to the hole that is my heart. It will trap you and leave you in the dark. In the meantime, find a better version of me, just in case you climb your way out of this place. Godspeed on your journey. But I hope you fall. Confused by the love you bring and how you fake it so easily. It's fucking with me. I can't be what you want me to be, but I give you it all, everything till I lose myself. Godspeed on your journey. But I hope you fall.
The band has been playing around town and writing new music since their first show at Treefort 11. I wanted to know how everything has progressed as a band. I'm always interested in the songwriting process, and I wondered how things have changed. All 3 had something to say about their role and what everyone plays into that process.
I think it starts with, it's usually me kind of bringing in like some chords, an idea. Like I love starting with obviously the music portion, and if it inspires me to create a melody, then I'm like, okay, this is going to be a good song. And then I kind of have like a shell of it, and then I just think of all the elements that we have 5 band members, so everyone brings their own unique thing to it, which is I don't write to other people's stuff. I like to see it as like everyone gets to kind of add to it, and sometimes we'll change things up, and like we have one song that's like a full improv song except the beginning, so that was really fun to mess with. And so yeah, like Tessa coming in on bass, and then we just have a crazy drum solo, and so yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like. I don't know, how would you describe our writing process?
I think usually you, Chloe, will come in with like some chords and maybe some lyrics or a melody, and sometimes some structure. I always say, as the other guitar player, because Chloe's, ideas are usually pretty filled out. So everything that I do, I kind of try to just not get in the way of. I try to not be the most important thing. That's at least what I think about when we're writing. But it definitely is a lot of like, we're in a room playing the same 3 chords over and over and over and over again, trying different things, and then we'll stop and someone will say like, that was cool, and we have a phone recording a voice memo, and we'll loop back on a section, and it's very very collaborative and very iterative.
Yeah. What would you say?
Well, as like a bassist, I kind of think of it as like any red handbag could just be a handbag, but a Dior handbag is that handbag because of the special like little intricate details in it. So that's kind of what I like to think of. It's like I want to have that foundation as like a handbag, but then also just have my own little bits and pieces to it, but not like overpowering or anything. Just something to make it a little spicy every now and then.
I love that though. I love anything that anyone can add to it. I think it's always so fun to experiment with.
I will say also there's definitely a sense of trust within the group where like I'm not I can play some bass, but I'm not a bassist. But if Tessa plays something and she goes like, what do you guys think of that? And I say like, I didn't like that at all. And it's like, okay, cool. We're moving forward with something different. There's some trust to keep each other kind of in check, but it's very open-ended.
I'd like to thank Strangelily for just taking the time to sit down and have a conversation with me. You can check out their new EP, A Strange Film, featuring you and I, on Bandcamp, Spotify, and other streaming services. If you're in the Boise area this week, catch them this Saturday at the Shrine Social Club. They'll be playing with Ghost Beach, Blank Slate, and Leisure Hour. Doors open at 7, shows at 8, all ages. $12 in advance, $15 at the door. Would like to close with a song from their newest EP, Monster Under the Bed.
Break down, linger, girl, rocking away. Had a dream
I recently had a phone conversation with Darren from Melancholy Park. Melancholy Park is an indie pop artist out of Homedale. He's been producing music under this name for the last few years. I'm always curious about how people write music. It's not an exact science, and everyone comes at it at different viewpoints. I want to know how the process worked for Melancholy Park.
My process is probably very similar to that of a rapper's, to be honest with you. Mine is very I'm an indie pop artist, so it's very, I tried kind of having this mixture of like pop but like with hip hop beats and stuff. So normally I either source my beat or my instrumental out, and I'll start with that, or I'll get some friends to come together and we'll kind of make something that way. A lot of it, I normally just sit down and I try to write the hook first. And if I can get that, that's my inclination to be like, okay, well, that's going to be my song. And my style requires like a lot of like vocal harmonies and layers and fun stuff to play around with. So if I just start naturally playing with the hook and creating harmonies and like little cool, like producing things, then I know that I'm going to like probably go all the way through the song. But 90% of the time it's just like going back and rewriting, going back and rewriting, going back and rewriting. Sometimes I get the whole song out in one go, which is rare, but sometimes it does happen. Other times it's just like I know the song will come to me when the song comes to me. So I just keep revisiting it and just rewriting it. And so I think normally I just try to sit down and write out a hook. And I try not to judge myself for the words or anything that come out, and then just trying to like finesse it in time.
This is the Melancholy Park song Have Ciggies, available on Spotify, YouTube, and other streaming services.
Because finally, as I pointed out, you do not know where your decisions come from. They pop up like hiccups. And when you make a decision, people have a great deal of anxiety about making decisions. People have a great deal of anxiety about making decisions.
Wanna know about the edges and everything in between. They tell me that it's broken, what does that really mean? Nobody wanna love, but I'm gonna find out what I need, what I need. I got all of these regrets, that's why I'm only smoking half cigarettes. I got too much time on my mind. The world is pushing down, but I am fine. I got all of these regrets, that's why I'm only smoking half cigarettes. I got too much time on my mind. The world is pushing down, but I am fine. All of these regrets, that's why I'm only smoking half cigarettes. I got too much time on my mind. The world is pushing down, but I am fine. I got all of these regrets, that's why I'm only smoking half cigarettes. I got too much time on my mind. The world is pushing down, but I am fine. I got way too much anxiety inside of me. Feel so trapped, but I wanna break free and just be me. So sick of trying to be told I must be so, but I've grown from this so long ago. I know I can do this, my success you will miss. I'm gonna turn this franchise around, starting again. Some days it feels like it will never end. I'm lost in time.
I was very interested in the name of the project. I saw online that he said it was based on a recurring dream. I wanted to find out more details on the dream and the name.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of weird actually. I have like super like lifelike realistic dreams. Got a bee chasing me right now. And so when I was younger, I would go to sleep and it felt like I was gone into this dream for like months upon months. And it was just me waking up in like a dark park, and I would walk around and explore this park. And everywhere I looked, I would call out for people. I would walk for miles, and there would just be nobody in this park. And it just kept reoccurring over and over and over again, sometime in like 2018 or something like that. And then later on, when I went to go name the project, all of a sudden I was having these dreams again, and I just remembered like, oh yeah, I remember these horrible, lonely dreams. But it actually has a lot of meaning and like significance in my life because of the way I, felt at some point. So I just kind of named it based off of that dream. I also like, I don't know if you like the Gorillas, but Melancholy Hill, that track has always been like super inspirational to me.
Okay.
And then to top it all off too, like I feel like my songs are like this super energetic, low vibe kind of idea, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, where it's like, it's nothing like too exciting. It's got like this low, so I don't know, it all kind of pulls together, and that's kind of where the idea came from. I actually used to have a partner that made songs with me, and she kind of helped me come up with the name at the same time.
This is the Melancholy Park song, The Last Party, available on Spotify, YouTube, and other streaming services.
Lots of people at that party, they don't even know me.
I noticed that Kool-Aid Man was the most popular song of his on Spotify, with over 18,000 streams. I wanted to know about the song and why it was his most popular song.
Yeah, I would. I mean, it still is. So I had someone that I hired for PR, and about half of those streams are actually from a botted playlist.
Yeah, I know that goes.
Yeah, so I just kind of got fucked there. That was not something I intended. And now, that being said, it has brought in a lot of listeners. Like, it still gets a lot of, and I say a lot, but I mean a lot for me. But it still gets, it's almost always in my top 3 songs. So I think the botted thing did help push it. But yeah, that number is not actually representative of what it is. It's just a song that I wrote because, I feel like I've always been a screw up in my life. I feel like I've always fucked up everything. I mean, my entire life. And so this song was kind of like a little upbeat note that's just like, I mean, yeah, you're a screw up, but, you can live comfortably with that and live a good life and push forward and do better and, live comfortably with the fact like, hey, I am a fuck up, It's a little, I don't know, it's a little, looking back now, I'm like, it's a little cheesy. I think someone related it to a rehab track at one point. But it's fun. I like it. It's still one of my favorites that I've made too, this day.
This is the Melancholy Park song, Mr. Kool-Aid, available on Spotify, YouTube, and other streaming services.
This morning I was greeted by my bedroom floor. 5 cups of coffee, no shower, then I'm out the door. What the hell am I running for? Cigarette fumes and I still want more. Everybody knows that I'm a screw up. Don't gotta do too much to prove that it's okay, I'm not afraid. Busting through the walls of my day. Call me Mr. Kool-Aid. If it's way too sweet, call it toothache. If you wanna make that omelet, gotta break a couple eggs. If you want advice, I'll show you just a couple different ways. This morning I was greeted by my bedroom floor. 5 cups of coffee, no shower, then I'm out the door. What the hell am I running for? Cigarette fumes and I still want more. And I still want more. When it comes to being different, I have learned a simple thing or two. Have some faith when it comes to you, child. I know it's hard, but I think you can do it too. Oh, you can do it too. This morning I was greeted by my bedroom floor. 5 cups of coffee, no shower, then I'm out the door. What the hell am I running for? Cigarette fumes and I still want more. Cigarette fumes and I still want more. And I still want more.
We talked about the direction of his new music, and I wanted to know how he thought it compared to his previous work.
I I would say so, yeah. I would actually say the new music is probably more personal to me. Not that the old stuff wasn't. It was just like I usually tried avoiding like writing about things in my life without it's weird because I always try writing something, I don't know, like I have a song called Bloom where it's like not exactly where I was supposed to be, you know, like saying like bloom where you're planted, you know, and then like instead of like these overall messages like life lessons, it was about learning how to, like I wrote about how to deal with pain and moving forward with that. So maybe it's almost like coming more from an advice standpoint to like relating to personal issues in my own life. And so maybe it's I would say it's more grounded in kind of my day-to-day lately instead of being like this overarching type of message.
With the current direction being on the personal side of his life, I wanted to know how his writing these songs helped him in a therapeutic way.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I try. It's weird when I try forcing it. It definitely doesn't come out. But then I find myself writing songs at odd times, and usually that's how my music gets created. I don't really have like a set routine or something like that. It's just like I sit down to write when the inspiration comes up. And I know that sounds like, I don't know, almost up, you know, snooty, like nose up in the air type of shit. But it's really hard for me to want to write otherwise. And so normally that's when I'm feeling the most is usually when that comes out. So it's been good. It's been good.
I'd like to thank Darren for sitting down and having a conversation with me. This is his latest single, Never Again, available on Spotify, YouTube, and other streaming services.
Hector. E.
I was on my own, I was minding my business on my way. She came through and she tore through all my heart and veins. Find myself lost in all the pain. I know I'll never be the same again. She says we can be friends. Snatched my heart and I said never again. I said never again. Oh, never again. It all just rushes back to me. All the promises you never keep. All the times I punish me. All the struggle that we see. You said it'd get better, babe. I guess you meant never, babe. When you left, I broke apart. Check engine light inside my heart. Didn't know where to start healing. Cause dealing with myself without you feels vapid and daunting without a clue. Different shades of gray every day. I was used to shades of blue. Stuck in the corner of the room and it's dark. Perhaps I should start by turning the light on. Find myself lost in all the pain. I know I'll never be the same again. She says we can be friends. Snatched my heart and I said never again. I said never again. Oh, never again. I gave you everything you wanted, but I still feel haunted by the ghosts buzz like a Nefka that is slow. Wishing we could talk it up, but I'm thinking I should go. Pack it up and back it up, going back to places I had known. Wishing I was enough for you to call it home. Find myself lost in all her pain. I know I'll never be the same again. She says we can be friends. Snatched my heart and I said never again. I said never again. Oh, never again.
Hector.
Blix is a punk garage band from Caldwell. They describe their music as good time rock and roll. They've had some success playing in the Boise music scene, from playing local shows, Treefort, Flipside, and now, for the second year, they're playing Freakout in Seattle. I first became aware of Blix when they sent me their Spotify link for the Make Up Your Mind EP. Growing up on garage and punk, plus coming from the lo-fi scene, I instantly fell in love with the release. I was lucky enough to interview them during Treefort 10. The last two shows of Treefort 10 that year were Blix and Built to Spill shows. I wanted to know how it felt to close out that year's Treefort.
That was great. It was great. It was crazy. People were jumping around. I remember this one guy during the set face planted into the headstock of my guitar. That was pretty cool. It was pure chaos. And we usually plan for that. So also we were the last show other than Built to Spill. It was us and Built to Spill, and then there's no more bands after that. So there was like everyone that had already seen Built to Spill went to our show. Yeah. Good timing.
Yeah, because that was what happened. I went to the Built to Spill show.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, but
I saw Doug on the street like earlier that day, and I was like, "Hey man, can you come to the Blix show?" And he was like, "No, I got to go to the Built to Spill show."
This is the title track from Blix's 2021 EP, Make Up Your Mind. I first heard Abe when he sent me a Spotify link to his Skinny Guapo project. His song Infinite Mind was one of my most listened to songs of that year. I was happy to hear it when I saw them play at the Neurolux during the Earth Library Showcase at Treefort 10. I wanted to know if that was one of the first songs they worked on when they started Blix.
I think that was the first song that we worked on together. That was the first song. Yeah. I sent that song to Sierra before I had even met her. And I jammed that song out with a friend of mine, and he helped me like write the hook. And then I actually like, it was just like a jam thing. We were just effing around. And then like I sat down and actually like turned it into a full song, put like a verse into it, gave it like a form, gave it different parts, and like put a guitar riff to it, and like it was just like, all right, cool, this is like a song, you know, like this is like a actual rock song. And that was like the song that kind of like, I don't know, inspired the sound for Blix, because it's kind of a weird one. I knew that I wanted to be in like a rock band, but I knew I didn't want to just be in a rock band, you know, like, and I didn't want to just do regular rock music. And it's funny because like we're kind of going back to that vibe, not that vibe, but like that's an 80s like inspired song, you know, like it has like a Devo vibe to it, and it's kind of new wavy. And I feel like, I don't know, we were just jamming like 45 minutes ago, and we're kind of like jamming out some new wavy type stuff again. So
This is the Blix single Infinite Mind, available on Spotify, Bandcamp, and other major streaming platforms.
Tough luck, give me a break. Neuralink has been installed in my brain. How much longer will it go on this way? Infinite mind, I cannot wait. Infinite mind, I cannot wait. Infinite mind, I cannot make up my mind. I got an infinite mind. Infinite mind. Try hard, give it all that you got. I tried it all, I know what I want. I think that I have lost control with this infinite mind. Infinite mind, I cannot wait. Infinite mind, I cannot wait. Infinite mind, I cannot make up my mind. I got an infinite mind.
Being a songwriter and a musician, I wanted to know how the songwriting process has changed since they started playing together. Is it the same process, or has it evolved into something different?
this time we're doing it together instead of just like me.
Let's just actually look next.
I'll give a quick answer and then I'll let Sierra and Kizer elaborate. So, we've done different things. Most of the time, I'll have like a piece of an idea and some lyrics that I'm kind of like hooked onto, and maybe I'll have like two parts to the song. I'll just have like a general vibe, and I'll bring it to Sierra and Kizer and just like kind of give them like paint a picture that's in my head out for them, so that they can kind of like capture that vibe. But then when I bring it to Sierra and Kizer, they do their own thing to it, and then like it really like fleshes out into a real, like, actual song, and it turns into something that I didn't expect it to most of the time, you know, in a good way.
I don't know. I feel like when we started Infinite Mind, it was he had the bass part written for me, and it was a style that I'd never really played or been aware of before. So it took me a long time to get used to. But now that I kind of get it, when we, work on just like a piece of an idea, I kind of already know what kind of bass I want to put behind it. And I think we're experimenting a lot more with complexities, and like kind of the opposite of our first EP, where Butterfly Knife was just really simple and straightforward, which is great. Like, it's fun. But now we're trying to do, adding little things that make a huge difference, like adding a drum fill that affects all of our parts. It makes everything interesting. So, like, I don't know, we don't want to get lost in just, playing 5-minute songs. I'd rather play a 1.5-minute song that's like really interesting than a 5-minute song that's just like technically good, But yeah, I think we're just trying to be different and write parts that haven't been done before, but are also inspired by things we just like.
Yeah. I think what's crazy is when we play our set, the first half is a lot of newer material and the last half is like older, which I think when we play that, what goes through my head is how much we've just really expanded upon like what the skill set the three of us already have. I think Blix is Abe, Sierra, and Kizer, no more, no less. And I think when our synergy is all aligned like that and we really trust each other and we like lean on each other to be collaborative, I think that's when we write really great songs. And that's when, the parts flow and it's easy and we can communicate and we can tell each other, I don't like this, or you should do more of that. And it doesn't hurt anyone's feelings. It's for the sake of the music, it's for the sake of how is this song going to translate live. And I think when we have that objective at the forefront, that's when we've been able to write songs that are so much better than like the older ones. And it's not to say that like they're better or worse. It's just, I think like you can just hear three people together playing together instead of somebody wrote one entire song by themselves and came and brought it to us and then we just kind of like followed along. It's like, no, we're kind of working more with each other and like supporting each other as we write new material, which is, it's more of a labor of love that way. Like sometimes it feels like it can take longer to like finish a song, but I think the end result is something that's so much more polished and thought out, and it's like it's just crafted with a lot of love. So, and I think that's gonna be the case as we continue to like do this band, as we continue to get like more ideas, more like resources, all of that. So I really think it's only gonna go up from here for us musically.
This is the Blix single "Running Back to You," available on Spotify and other major streaming platforms.
Time that I think of your love, I think about all the things that could have been. The simple love and a good bit of job, I trade it in when I choose his life I'll see it. I'm gonna leave it all behind. Going back is always on my mind. But now I'm running out of time.
do. I wanna beg you.
I have always wanted to attend Freakout in Seattle, and I wanted to know more about the festival. I wanted to know what were some of the similarities and differences between Freakout and Treefort.
They're very similar as far as like setup goes, as far as like you're in like the hub of a city and there's venues everywhere, there's shows all the time, there's people everywhere. And I think what these festivals do a great job is like really bringing like community to like the forefront, because there's obviously people that love live music, that love DIY, that love punk, hip hop, jazz, like all that stuff. But I think it's really rare to bring them all together in like a ground up sense. Because, you know, you have like bigger festivals like South by Southwest and like Lollapalooza, but those feel a little bit more exclusive because you have to pay so much money to get into them. Whereas there's always somewhat of like a free aspect to Treefort and Freakout. Like there's at least one strip where like everything's free and you can walk around. So even if you don't feel like spending money to get into the shows, you at least like outsiders feel like they can come and like check it out. And that's what I always tell everybody whenever Treefort's coming. I'm like, even if you don't buy a pass, like you should at least hit up like the main strip just to see, because it's still something to do and it's really fun. But you could say, yeah. But what I also love is that these festivals give like big bands a chance to come through while also pulling up like bands like us that are a little smaller, that are a little like don't have as many like big of a fan base. But it's cool because it's like it helps to like realize like young kids' dreams better than like trying to apply for South by Southwest your first year, you know.
Also, Freakout's way more diluted than Treefort because there's probably like 100 bands instead of 500.
Yeah.
But they're good at scouting. Like they get like mid-major bands that are really hot right now, but aren't like the Pixies aren't going to play Freakout. You know, it's like cool bands right now in scenes like ours.
Yeah.
We could talk all day about this stuff, Tim.
Blix will be playing Freakout on Saturday, November the 4th at 7:45 p.m. at Salmon Bay Low. I'd like to thank Blix for just taking the time to sit down and have a conversation with me. I'd like to close with Butterfly Knife, a song off their 2021 EP, Make Up Your Mind, available on Spotify, Bandcamp, and other major streaming platforms.